Welcome in on a Victory Monday to the CHGO Bears Podcast. What's up, Lance Briggs? What's up, Alex Brown? What's up, Herb Howard?
What's happening?
Yes.
What's up, CHGO Bears? Hit that like button to start the show. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We are here for you every damn day. We love you and we appreciate you. And we are celebrating a 24-18 victory. Bears 2-2.
Victory Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Back in business. Herb, you freaked out in the middle of the game. I saw you on Facebook all worried.
Hey, that first half was looking very familiar.
Yeah,
it wasn't going well.
It was, it was ugly, but then they turned it. I know you guys have rewatched it, AB. You have a ton of thoughts on that. It seems to me like they're celebrating a little hurry up offense like this. There's been a push here. They want to move the football. Is that it? Can we start there? Is that a sustainable thing? If you're rewatching, is that how you want to play? Because they want to keep guys on the field so they can take advantage. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what went right here, how they were able to swing it outside of the complimentary football that everybody loved.
Well, you got to remember one thing. If you run a hurry-up offense and you haven't been doing that, you're in a sense catching the team by surprise. So moving forward, you're not going to catch anybody by surprise with a hurry-up offense. Now, you can still run it. You may find success, you may not, but you're not going to catch anybody off surprise. Now that it's out there, you can prepare for it.
I think the hurry-up offense works when you catch them in a defense or a defensive personnel that you like against the offensive personnel that you have on the field. And those are the times that you have to, you want to hurry it up, because you want to keep those guys on the field. Now, if you have a guy run off, now you got to give them time to adjust, and they can sub in other players. So it's paying attention to those moments, and when they do have that personnel on the field, you want to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I agree with AB. It's something you got to be able to rep beforehand. You got to be ready for it. It can't be. It's not a scripted thing. Third drive we're going to do this. No.
Correct.
Whenever you see them, you see somebody out there a little gas. You don't want them to get off the field. Personnel group you like. Yep. Can we get this thing going without it being scripted? Can we get right to it, even if we was in the middle of something else?
What's the code word? What's the code word that let everybody know
Pineapples.
On the ball right now we're running this, right? What's the code? Having that in place. I'm with you. You can't just say third series we're going to do this, seventh series we're going to do this. No. It has to be a feel, and you gotta pay attention throughout the game.
I mean, what you guys are saying makes exact sense to what Caleb said. He's like, I think the biggest thing with no huddle, this is Caleb talking here, whether it's a personnel or certain front, like here today, this team we played versus the Rams. They had so many different personnels with their fronts. We got in different things where we can make sure we can do our best to exploit it. They have fronts sometimes where they go bring in six bigs, is what he was saying. Yep. 6 big defensive linemen, things like that. So moments like that, being able to open up the field, go no huddle, get them all tired, spread the ball around, and then when they take them out, then you run the ball. Fourth game for a QB to kind of break that down. That's progress right there, I would think.
I think he's progressing every week.
Yeah, that's common
but
sense.
I think we have to understand that when you do this hurry up, what was working is the execution part of it.
Correct.
Because if you don't execute, all you're gonna do is have your defense back on the field pretty quick. That's what's gonna happen.
Right.
So it's the execution part that is key to the whole thing. Recognizing the personnel, everybody being on the same page as far as yes, let's go, let's run this play. But you have to execute, because if you don't, all you're doing is just hurt. There's going to be 42 seconds ran off the clock, and your defense is going to be back on the
Especially
field.
considering all the pre-snap problems we've been having all season, right?
Yes.
You're getting sped up. They thinking a little faster, and then somebody jumps, somebody not on the ball, somebody too far. You know what I mean? Those types of things.
And we saw that stuff. We saw some of that stuff this past game. That pre-snap penalties.
5 of them.
Yeah, that stuff, we are not good enough.
Correct.
To shoot ourselves in the foot. Just let them shoot us in the foot if they can, but we can't shoot ourselves in the foot.
We can't do that
all
day.
First and 15, yes.
We're running out of toes.
Why is that happening? Can it?
Why is it happening?
Yes, I need a why. Like I'm watching it today. I'm like Caleb's kind of moving his leg back. I think people think something's going on that's not going on. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the pre-snap.
I'm not out at practice. I don't see it. But I have seen mishaps for teams when they're out at practice and they allow their offensive or defensive scripted series to end on a bad play. We have to move on. We have to move on. No. We have to finish on a good play. It has to be a good snap. It can't be a missed snap and we move on because of time. No, it's important for us. It's more important for us to execute than it is for us to hurry ourselves up. Anybody else?
No, I was looking for my coach down at the end there.
No. I mean, that's it, right? You got to be able to execute, right? And everybody's. I don't know if they're like Flus talks all the time about not walking past mistakes. I don't know how detailed they are actually on following through on that. Right. Do you let somebody jump off and let the play continue in practice because you want to get the work in or you want to correct these mistakes? I don't know what it is, but either way, you got to get it fixed. And then also, once you get a reputation, refs start to get on you. Like that call they had on Darnell Wright, I know they emphasizing that this year, but he wasn't that far off. His head looked pretty close to the belt line or whatever the line is supposed to be. But once you get that reputation, refs start getting a little bit trigger happy on the flag. So you got to clean it up.
But pretty close is exactly what we're talking about. That's the part. If it's up for debate, then you probably should back up a little bit or scoot up a little bit. So for a defensive lineman, you need to back up a little bit. If your head look like it's across that ball or the line of that ball, you got to get back some. If as an offensive lineman, because we've seen now throughout this season, this is an emphasis that they're focused on. Get up on the line. The reason they don't do it is because them suckers want they want an advantage. They want an advantage. When you move early, you want an advantage. When you line up too far back, you want an advantage. It's the same. Like, don't get the advantage, and the coaches can't allow it at practice. Now, these are the little details at practice they have to look at to make sure the players are abiding by the rules at practice.
Well, the reason why it's a point of emphasis is because it was being taught. It's being taught. It's being taught. You go, well, listen, we're going to do this until they change the rule.
And they did.
Which they should.
Well, they have.
You're right. Now they had to change the rule for it. Right.
So now we got to adjust. And if we don't adjust, then let's get used to let's just start practicing 1st and 15 because that's what we're going to be. That's what we're going to be.
So, okay, we're talking details on the field, but I want to rewind back here to details off the field. You got Mercedes Lewis, who just set the record for games for a tight end yesterday with 272, which is completely insane. You have him have a meeting with Shane Waldron along with the other offensive leader and tell the dude, hey, coach us, coach me, coach the young guys, call guys out. We're these old guys in here. We see what the rookies are doing that's wrong, and you're not saying anything, which irritates us. You can do the same thing with us, and it looks like there was some impact here. So I don't know if we need to celebrate this or I'm celebrating it too much right now. But it seems like there's some good stuff going on in that locker room.
Why? Because one?
Well, Shane Waldron, AB, got up there and said, these are the plays that I messed up on. So he's calling himself out. Then apparently he's being more vocal with other guys like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
So I have a question. I have a question for you. Yeah. So if I get up in front of the team and I acknowledge the plays that I messed up, that don't make it better. I don't give a damn about you acknowledging the plays that you messed up. I don't want you to continue doing this. That's what I care about.
Okay.
Like, I want the adjustment. I want to win. That's it. I want the adjustment being made.
But I think the issue with what Mercedes is doing is it's not just a Bear problem. I think it's all these smart analytical coaches that you have in the league now. Great minds, but they don't know how to lead men. So when something happened and something goes wrong, they can't address it right now. Hey, get your ass back. You know what I mean? You're not getting your block. You know what I mean? Listen, we got to get more push right here, you know what I mean, in order for us to be effective. And they don't know how to do that because they don't know how to address the players. So you get a situation now where now you have Mercedes who's the eldersman, you know what I mean, the elder statesman or whatever you want to call it, that's saying, listen, he's bridging the gap and saying, you have to coach these men. Like, you can't just be a smart coach. You have to lead the men. You have to demand of what you want of them, and then you will get results.
Everybody in the world will tell you that Mike Tomlin is a great football coach. I've never heard anybody tell me why. I've never heard anybody be like, oh, he's great at drawing up this, he's great at drawing up that. Everybody knows he's a leader of men. Everybody knows he knows how to make the right decision, how to get the absolute most out of everybody who's following him. And that's just as important as what you're drawing on that board, man. I'm sure he's phenomenal. I'm not even trying to say he's not. I'm sure Coach Tomlin knows more football and forgot more than I ever knew. I ain't saying that, right? What I'm saying is people know him for being a great leader, right? When that's the dudes you want to go into battle with. That's what I don't know if Coach Washington is giving them that. Obviously, he wasn't giving Big Dog that feeling. He had to tell him, like, hey, man, let's go.
There's too many things coming up for Waldron, man, for me. Why the hell is he here? So like it's starting to bother me a little bit because if I need a 20-year vet to come in and tell you how you need to go in and talk to these players and coach these players, I think that's a problem.
So I hear you, and I'm understanding it's kind of we're getting under the AB here as to why you didn't jump right there because it's irritating to you that a player is sitting there telling a coach how to do his job. The coach,
correct,
right? I got it, but. There was to what you were looking for. You did see 1st and goal at the 1. Oh, we got 3 tight ends in the game. We got Doug Kramer at fullback. That was different than last week. So
it was different, but see the issue for me. The issue for me is that
I tried.
Did that come from? Did Mercedes Lewis have to tell you to do that?
Apparently,
no. Like that's my problem. Like why the hell does it? You need to give him some of your check then.
Well,
maybe.
Like, what's the problem? I mean, come on, man. This is crazy.
To Waldron's defense, last year it took like 5 or 6 games before they did a little something like that.
Truth.
We're about 2 games.
We're ahead of schedule.
We're ahead of schedule.
We brought him in because we thought he was different. I think, right? You thought he was different. So now I got a 20-year vet. So I guess all we needed to do is bring in Mercedes Lewis. We didn't have to change anything. Just bring in Mercedes because he's the one telling everybody what to do anyway.
Well, he's probably older than most of the coaching staff anyway, so we might as well just transition.
Come on, no, for real.
I think for me, and I said this earlier this week when everybody was talking about Coach Waldron, the biggest sign of accountability is change behavior. And so I was like, we'll find that on Sunday. Like all this meeting on Tuesday, Wednesday, like that was a cool story. We'll find out on Sunday if he's holding himself accountable because we'll see a change in his behavior. Correct. And fortunately, to his credit, they got down the goal line. Wasn't no playing around. We're going jumbo. We're going to get our extra lineman in here. Let's go fullback. Like, let's just change behavior, bro. You can save all that. I'll never really like when you on the football field and somebody make a mistake and my bad. I know who thought it was, bro. I already knew that, bro.
Thank you.
When many moons ago when I could play quarterback, I would hate every time you get sacked. The dude who got you sacked is standing right over you, picking you up on the ground. Yep. I get you up. I don't need you to get me up. I need you to keep me up, bro. Right. Do your job. You stand up. Oh, my bad. I know who thought it was.
Your job. And when Pryor got beat for that sack and gave up that force, he recovered the fumble. Well, that's the least you can do,
damn it. That's the least.
Come on.
How about you block this guy?
You ain't doing nothing else.
So, and we also play in a day and age now where, you get down into that critical situation where that goal line, you get those monsters up there and come downhill. There are more defensive players that are making business decisions than they were when me and Alex were playing.
Yes, I give him credit, though. He did change. Like what you're saying, he did change. I can do without the speech. I don't need the speech. I just need to see it on Sunday. Just change what you're doing because what you're doing isn't working. Actually, I don't even know why the hell you even started doing it that way. It is 3rd and inches. Why are we in shotgun? Why are we being cute running a damn a play that in the NFL?
They're modernizing the way they're running the game.
The option has dominated at times has dominated college football.
For sure.
It didn't come here. It didn't get here. They never made it here.
I saw Eric Crouch on the rail line one time. That was it. That was the last time I saw Eric Crouch.
That's what Alex used to be dominant when he played quarterback.
No. I threw for 1,000 yards too and rushed for 1,000. So yes.
Let's go.
But I was dominant. You're right. I was dominant. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. When you make all state at quarterback in Florida, it's a big deal. When you make it in Arizona, in California,
wow.
You know what I mean?
Best teams in the country are from California now. Hands down.
Yeah,
we're beating everybody coast to coast. We flew out to Florida and beat up on Florida's best teams. St. Thomas Aquinas.
You do not get the name wrong, first of all.
Chaminade Madonna.
And they're not the best.
Miami Central, all of them. We take it on all comers. Nobody's beating Modern day in St. John Bosco.
Because y'all have, 18? Y'all got a lot of COVID kids.
Here we go.
They're 20 years old.
We're off topic now.
In the senior year, they're 20 years old, man.
Carm, pay the bills before they get us all in trouble, man.
That is good. That's a good California-Florida battle right there. Hey, I got a press conference /Lovey says Eberflus question for you coming on back here. But let me just remind us, everybody, it's our friends at Chevy. And if you're in the market for a bigger vehicle, get involved with Ray Chevy, the truck and SUV month that's going on right now. They've got $3,000 to $12,000 off MSRP on most every new Chevy model. Cruise your fall into your way that you want to do it with 125 vehicles, by the way, also priced under $20,000. If you've heard of Ray Chevrolet, you've heard of the Ray's Price Promise. They're guaranteed to make your next vehicle more affordable than ever with no price changing, no add-ons, no hidden fees ever. It's the incredible prices we're talking about right now. You will see the very same way when you shop in-store or online. Shop truck and SUV month all month long by visiting Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive. And I want to remind everybody and myself that there is a new scene in town. Beginning tomorrow, the Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, they got a new home. It's the Chicago Sports Network, CHSN. They're going to broadcast 300 live games a year, Blackhawks, Bulls, White Sox, and they got a full lineup of original Chicago sports content as well. Chicago-based, Chicago-built, and they're bringing it to every corner of Chicago. At CHSN, Chicago's coming first. Visit chsn.com for more info on how to watch the Bulls, Hawks, and White Sox all season long. All right, so would you care what was said at a press conference? Like, would you guys pay attention to that? Because I'm asking it because you're talking about that's the least you can do falling on a football. Matt Eberflus today, he celebrated Matt Pryor falling on that football. I don't know how that big guy up all the way that tall was able to get down and fall on the football. And what your guys are saying, that's the least you can do, getting beat on the play. But he got a celebration from his head coach today. I'm wondering if you're in that locker room, if that would irk you.
Listen, Eberflus if we were rating him his interview ability out of 10, he's probably a 1.5. Okay, he's bad. All right, that is him trying to distract from the media focusing on him missing the block. You know what I mean? I'm so proud of how he did that. You know what I mean? That is nothing but a distraction. And as a player, you know what he's trying to do. It's entertainment, for us. Let's go out here and just take care of business because behind closed doors, I'm sure the Eberflus that the players know is a little bit different guy.
So you don't think they're in the room right now saying, Matt, that was an unbelievable job the way you dove on that football?
Not
you don't think that's happening?
No. You ever broke something at the crib and your parents or your grandparents like, oh, I like the way you swept it up after, though. Now you didn't broke the dang on vase. Like, yes. I love the way you swept it up.
Yeah.
Nah, that don't
happen. If you don't break it, then you ain't got to sweep it up. If you make the block, you ain't got to recover the fumble. So, but with everything happening, and after you've given up the sack, after the guys hit my quarterback in the back of the head, from that point, it was an awesome job recovering the fumble. Like, nah, man. Like, okay, fine, coach. Like, he's whatever.
Okay, right. He's.
I would have much rather heard what AB said. The least he could have done,
yes, I mean,
was recover the fumble.
Exactly. I think as a player, I think he gets a lot further saying it that way than how he's saying it.
Right.
He's almost letting him off the hook for actually giving up the sack because on that play, I'm not sure where he was going with it, but I think Odunze was breaking open. Who knows? That could have been a touchdown.
Could have been.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't know how these plays are going to go off. So you got to do your job so other guys can do their job. I've said this over and over and over again. But because Pryor doesn't do his job, Caleb isn't able to do his job. Odunze isn't able to do his job.
We don't want you to touch the football all game, right, guard? Okay, no,
100%.
We don't. There's no part of the game plan that says you touching the football, sir. Yes. We're not praising you for that. Why are you touching the football?
Correct.
Man? Get out of here with that. I'm much more closer to how the Tennessee Titans head coach went at what's their quarterback name? It's always messing up.
Levis.
Levis. How the coach went at Levis after he did it the second time in a row. Yeah. I'm much more closer to that than how Flus always protects his players. Now, maybe he corrects them in private, whatever. That's cool. But you ain't got to do all this extra protecting them.
What
in
he
public.
said after our game?
No, the next week he did the same thing. You know, Will Levis did that again.
Yeah, he did it again.
Yes.
And the coach went off. Like,
hold on, what did he? Because he said after our game, he said we might have been in better shape had we just punted on first down or something.
For real.
Yes.
Like,
for real.
So he said something worse than that.
He did it again the next week. He's like, you did the same damn thing last week. It's unacceptable. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Thank you. There's accountability.
It's clear as day,
man.
It's clear as day. I know you want to protect your players, but there's stuff that it's clear. It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's don't throw the challenge flag. It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
The turf it's kicked up.
There are things that you have 53 players. I'm just counting the players that's on the roster, right? There's 53 players on that roster. You protecting one, the other 52 see it. When you don't call out one, the other 52 see it. When you call out one, but you didn't call out this guy for a very similar thing, the other 52 see it. You know what I mean? So everybody's seeing how you're acting, and you're creating a precedent here. So it's going to be very hard to jump on somebody when they don't do their job if you're not jumping on everybody for not doing their job.
Bad end of that.
Sound like that hit close to home, man.
Oh, Lord. I seen the bad end of that. When Lovey left and Trustman came in, and everybody gets treated the same. You come out to practice, but two guys aren't dressed in what everybody else has on. You know what I mean? And I'm the bad guy because I take my jersey off. I said, well, hell, if they don't have to wear theirs, we don't have to wear ours either. Because the rule is everybody wears the same stuff. Okay? One was a quarterback, one was a receiver. Guess what happened?
But I wasn't here, so can you tell me? I don't know what guys you're talking about.
Right. Well, you have to put 2 and 2 together.
I don't know how to
put 2 and 2 together.
I'm gonna go 6 and 15.
6 and 15. Hey, if you bet those numbers, you're gonna win. Right? But you know what happened? Equipment manager went and got their jerseys and their shorts. They put that stuff on, and everybody had the same gear on. You know what I mean? If we all supposed to be treated the same, that's what you say, then act that way.
Coach Shanahan kicked Ayuk out of practice yesterday or the day before. Obviously wasn't yesterday. A couple of days ago, he kicked Ayuk out of practice because he had on the wrong color shorts, and Ayuk threw a fit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
See,
boy, got paid.
I told you. Hey, listen.
We
didn't hear a peep. We didn't hear any aggressiveness from Ayuk before he got paid.
Model citizen.
Now, all of a sudden.
Model citizen.
I wear what I want, Coach.
Like, see, I'm telling y'all, DJ, what we saw from DJ last year. Now, all of a sudden, we see attitude. We see, man, relax, man. He got the money. You good. Like, I understand you're upset, but you ain't show it. You was upset. You never had a good quarterback.
All right, so my question, too, is he running the wrong routes or is the quarterback throwing the wrong ball?
Well, I think I think it has to be the quarterback.
I think Caleb's afraid to turn it over, so he's putting it in a spot where like the DJ's got a 7% chance, if that, some of those throws to make the play, but there's no chance he's throwing a pick.
You gotta give me a shot, bro. Like on those two front corner end zones, you gotta give me a shot. You throwing that thing high and way out there. Now, DJ did throttle it down a little bit.
Thank you.
I'm glad you
brought that up.
He throttled it down a little bit, then he tried to turn it back up when he saw the ball. That's on DJ. You gotta be full speed the whole time. But you like put that thing on him, man. Like that's another one when he tried to. This was to Rome in the back of the end zone, and he tried to call for because Rome broke dude off on a double move, and it was illegal contact. I don't know if the ball's in the air if it's passing the fence or not, but it was illegal contact. But you threw the ball at the back of the end zone, bro.
You're right.
Correct.
It wasn't
going to be completed anyway.
Like, come on, give him a chance.
He is missing these right here, man.
Well, so this is where I'm like, there's no way this dude is this inaccurate. You're the number 1 overall pick. He can't be this inaccurate. To me, there's got to be some coaching. There's got to be a coaching element to this where I think he's being ultra careful.
See, y'all,
I'm making excuses
right
now.
Wait a minute, hold on. Because Briggs keeps saying that too, and I don't get that. Because you're the number 1 pick doesn't make you more talented.
It should.
No, it doesn't. No, absolutely.
That's why he was the number 1 pick.
No. You are who you are, whether you're Tom Brady was a 6th pick in the draft.
Oh, you said more talented than he is. I got it.
Correct. It don't make you more talented than what you are.
Let me restate it this way. He wasn't this inaccurate at USC. There's something going on. So I'm putting it on coaching. But maybe it's the speed of the NFL game. I don't know. You're shaking your head, Lance. I don't know. What do you think it is? Because some of these throws are way off.
What was Julius Peppers drafted?
2nd.
He was number 2. He was number 2, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
And number 1 was Michael Vick.
No, it was David Carr.
It was David Carr. Well, when you look at number one picks, all right. Now, yes, it is what they did in college was what carried them over, but the expectation. So when David Carr went to the Houston Texans and had that awful year, and then followed it with another awful year and another awful year and another awful year.
Well, after 80 sacks and 70 sacks and 68 sacks, well, hell.
It's not, but again, he will be a bust. You know what I mean? Yeah, or even after that first year, it's leaning toward more bust than it is. He's living up to expectation. Mm-hmm. When you are the number one pick, there is an expectation of what your ability is.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that when you come out of college, it doesn't. If you were taken in the third round, if you were taken in the first round, your ability is still the same, regardless of where.
I have first round ability. You
were taken in the third round.
I know.
So
the Bears got to steal.
No. So every school, So every team did not think you had first or second round because you win the third round.
Yeah, because they're a bunch of jerks.
Maybe so. But
That's why.
All I'm saying is he is missing these throws. He should be making these throws.
Absolutely.
But because you're the number one pick, it does not make you. There's so many number one picks that couldn't do it.
Right. I don't like excuses for the throws or any of that. That's what I'm saying. That's what. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He overthrew it. He got to do better.
Yeah, I misunderstood what you were saying at first, AB. I thought you were saying because he's number one pick doesn't mean he should be more talented than other players. You're saying it doesn't automatically make him more talented than he is.
And whatever he is, right.
He's got to be able to make those throws. I can't 100%. Put it on coaching, Carm. All I can say is the coach, you drop the play, you read it, you throw it here. How you threw that thing, that's like, I don't think he's getting bad arm angle coaching or anything. Ain't nobody telling him to drop his elbow. Nobody telling him to do that. Like, put that ball where it got to be, man. Yes. You can make that throw.
Yes.
So, okay. Then I guess then I'm going to bet that's going to get a whole lot better pretty damn fast.
It should.
I think so. I hope so.
All right. I think this segues us perfectly. Should we do it? Let's bust out the grades here.
Woo! Man. Woo! Here we go.
Professor.
Here we go, boy.
Time to go to school.
It sure is.
It's going to be something.
Get that leg up.
Let me get that leg up.
Here it comes. The moment that we've all been waiting for. Lance didn't sleep last night. He was pouring.
I saw Lance right before the game. I'm walking in the stadium and I see him right at the front door. I said, I don't want no BS grades tomorrow, so they better win. He's like, they better win then.
They gotta win. They gotta win. I said, I hope you enjoy the game. So let's get into it, huh?
Let's get into it.
Offense. Listen, this was to me the highest grade that the offense is going to get this year so far. I was impressed with what they're doing. It was a lot of what they did. I was unrecognizable. You know what I mean? They ran power football and was successful, and it protected Caleb. They didn't turn the ball over. Okay, and they were able to get into the end zone, and we scored 21 points. Listen. 24 points, yep. With add that field goal, offense gets a B+.
Woof.
Mm-hmm.
Highest grade of the year for the offense.
Highest grade of the year. All right.
Wow.
Defense. Listen, the one thing that stood out about the defense, they had about 10 plus negative plays, meaning they were in the backfield making whether it's sacks or TFLs. Brisker was humming, all over the field. You had interceptions. The drawback, and they held their team to 18 points. The drawback is they held them to just over 200 yards passing, about 219, and just over 100 yards rushing, about 111, which is that breaks the goal. The goal is to hold them under 200 and under 100 yards rushing, passing, respectively. So, with that being said, the defense still played great. B-. All right, B-, a fair grade?
I think I guess that's fair. 17 points.
18.
The standard, no.
Yeah, the standard's 8.
The standard is the standard.
The standard's the standard. You're right.
So it is very hard for me when you give B's and when they don't hit any of the numbers. You give up 100 yards rush, you give up over 200 passing, you don't hold them to under 17, and they get a B?
3 sacks, 4 fumbled, interceptions.
This sounds like my college years. I don't go to class and I still make a C.
Hold on. Ooh, dang. Man,
I don't understand this.
That's what they do in Florida?
They used to long time ago.
Spurrier.
Now they got to go to class, but
Spurrier.
And now they're struggling.
Exactly. We need some more hoodlums over there. That's what we need.
Woo, cold-blooded killers. Okay. Okay, so to me, you're right. You're right, but just over 200. You're right. You're right.
The standard is a standard.
Yeah.
I'm not moving from that. So anything higher than C-, I don't agree.
I hear you.
I'm with you.
Well,
So,
all games are final.
So I all grades are fine. So I think that's tough, man, because I'm with you on AB on holding Lance accountable to what the standard is. That's cool. And they were just below the standard, but they were just below. Eye test seemed a little better than C-. Ain't like he gave him an A.
Right.
He gave him a B.
Listen,
B-.
Then give him a C+.
C+?
Then give him a C+. Then.
C+.
Give him a C++.
AB, if Montez Sweat doesn't come around the edge that down 6-0 and get a strip sack, Bears get a touchdown, do they win that football game?
No.
Well, that's why
I thought it was a good play.
right.
It's one
Hell of
play
a
out of
play.
what? How many plays?
But that's a huge
Hell of a
play.
play.
That's
It was a big play in the game. Sure, the interception at the end of the game, big play in the game. The Brisker, he broke the pass up, coming out, he ran out of bounds. That should have been points off the board for them. But because of our unawareness on the field, we don't get that takeaway.
We don't get that take,
right?
yeah.
So the 3 takeaways, under 200 yards passing, under 100 yards rushing, under 17 points, that will not move for me.
Okay.
If you hit those numbers, you will win. You will get an A from AB.
Is there anything between A and C- though?
A and C-. If they hit the takeaways, okay, this is a B- right here for me. 187 yards. They don't hit the passing, right?
Okay.
They hit the rushing.
rush.
Okay.
They hold them to 16.
Okay.
So they hit
So
the
you
number.
split
You got to
that.
hit
Yeah.
some of them.
Got it. Got it.
They ain't hit
Got it.
none of them.
Got it.
Did they get the 3 takeaways?
Got it.
They didn't get the 3 takeaways. They didn't hit any of them, and they get a B. I don't understand that. But all grades are final. I
think you sold me on the C+.
Thank you. Yes.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Lance. You sold me on the
Lord.
I'm sorry. You sold me on it.
All right, let's go to special teams. Special teams. Gave special teams. Listen, we drafted a 4th round punter, and he showed up, boy, did he?
Big time.
B-.
Oh.
B- or a B. I think I gave him a B.
Give him a B?
Give him a B. Yeah, I'd give it a straight B. Do we have any arguments there? We're good, right?
I
think we've
One kick, one field goal.
We've talked about the punter and Mercedes way too much than I would like. So y'all go ahead.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the punter no more.
I wouldn't have been mad at the A-. I mean, you got a field goal kick. The punt game was crazy. Like,
It was good. It was very good.
they had the one bounce in the end zone, but they chucked up 10 and like 3 or 4 inside the 10. He hit the 66-yard joint. Like,
But
I wouldn't have been mad at the A.
at being drafted in the 4th round,
No leaky returns.
you're going to have to punt like that for years.
That's real.
To
His
make
entire
it legitimate
career.
for that. Right.
His
to make it
entire
legitimate.
career.
Absolutely right.
He can't have one game and everybody talk about how he's lived up to it. And then on the other hand, you're telling me that there's a standard you got to be when you're the number 1 pick. When you're a drafted damn punter, you're supposed to do this.
Yeah, but
Spoken like a true 4th round pick.
Thank you.
Spoken like a true 4th round pick.
Come on, man.
But we're not grading his whole career. We're just grading yesterday. That dude got an A yesterday.
What about the 3 games before? He's supposed to do this as a drafted punter.
I'm not.
He's supposed to play like this.
But if he does it, you got to give him his flowers. He
plays-
No, I give him
plays
no flowers.
better than
He's
most
supposed to
4th
do it.
rounders I've ever seen.
Wow.
Shoot, that's a damn good job.
Most of them.
That's a damn good
Most
job.
of them, not the ones sitting next to him, though. Most of them.
All right, coach's grade. The change, whatever was said with Mercedes, whatever Waldron, they all agreed to, whatever it was, I thought that the Bears coaches earned a B+.
Yep.
I thought they earned a B+.
I'm with you. I actually I gave him an A for that week. I mean, they made a major step forward.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it's going to stay there, but that's where they got to. That was a big week for him.
Herb.
I always wait on AB and I try to find the middle ground between y'all.
Because
I'll go first if you want me to. I can't give them an A on coaching because they played a half in 3 minutes of good football. Right? They played 33 good minutes of football.
That's fair.
Until well, I think it
game.
was at the 6:51 mark when Montez got that strip sack and that changed the game.
Yep.
Until then, it was looking very, very familiar, not only in terms of execution, but in terms of play call, personnel grouping. All that was looking very, very familiar until they got that strip. And then we're gonna talk about it when I get to the key plays. But even that drive after that ensuing drive was saved.
Mm-hmm. You're right. It started ugly.
Yeah,
we can get to the Herb key plays a second here. While we celebrate this, I do want to recommend that we all hit up our Sunnyside. Yes. This is the moment in time that we've all been looking for. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. It's a place for all kinds of visitors. You are welcome in here. It's your one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. They've got the expertly curated menu, AB. 100 strains to choose from. This is the good stuff. It's Illinois' favorite dispensary locations all over the city: Wrigleyville, River North, suburbs, Champaign, South Beloit. Maybe they'll expand out to Florida one day. It's easy to order online too, by the way. This is the, you want to go that route. Just all you got to do is visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including, here's a good one for you, 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Promo code is HICHGO, HICHGO. How creative is that? Put that in at checkout to qualify. There are exclusions that do apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day. It is only for 21 and over or Illinois medical card holders. And I want to tell you about our friends over at ComEd. I miss my guy Gregory P. Allen Braggs when I talk about ComEd, but somehow I'm going to have to get through this. It is getting easier for businesses to switch to electric vehicles. By the way, great job with Braggs yesterday. That's something we can all get behind for the health of the planet, for the well-being of all of us who share it. And that's right, Carm. The electric grid is evolving to meet your cleaner energy needs as we all move with confidence towards an electric tomorrow. Whether you have one delivery van or hopefully to shipping trucks, ComEd can help guide you to make the changes that make sense. AB, so what should business owners do? They should go to ComEd.com/clean to learn more about the resources, fleet rebates, and infrastructure incentives available to help businesses go electric. If you own a business, don't wait. Start making your plan today. Switch to electric vehicles. Good for business, good for planet, good for all of us. Go to ComEd.com/clean. Herb, did you say ComEd.com/clean?
You did, but yeah, I did too.
Go now and see how going electric connects us to a better way of doing business and a better future for generations to come. All right.
It's been brought to my attention that I'm being a little too hard on the special teams. So, fine. Tori Taylor, for me, I'm not the professor, but from the professor's assistant, hey, it's not going to reflect on your report card. You get an 8 from me.
No, you're a teacher's aide.
Okay.
No, you're a teacher's aide.
Right, I'm the professor's aide. Yes. You get an 8 from me. All right, you get an 8 from me. Great job, Cairo. Special teams, we didn't have any turnovers, so but we didn't take the ball away either on the opportunities that we had. So, but that's fine. Okay, they didn't hurt the team. All right, fine. You get an A-.
All right, there it is. You wanted to see a little punt return for a touchdown, a little kickoff return for something,
or change the field.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Carter,
fair enough.
Something.
So, all right, Herb, we're gonna get to your key plays in a second, but let me just ask one question to the panel here. Do you think that the Bears have turned a proverbial corner? Do you see a football team that just squeaked out a win yesterday somehow, some way against a Rams team that wasn't great? It was 1-3. Or do you see a team that is actually starting to figure something out that is sustainable? I put that out to the panel. Anybody can take it at your leisure.
I think there's a little things that I think they're learning as the season go on. You start to see them adjust to certain things as far as short yardage. They're doing different things. You're bringing in bigger guys to convert on these short yardage plays. But no, as far as winning the football game, it is very hard to win the NFL. So any win, I don't give a damn who it's against. A win is a win. All right. So we're going to take the wins. You only get 16, you get 17 games. You get 17 games. It is very hard to win, and all of them count. Okay?
For sure.
So I don't care who you play. I don't care if that year, and I'm telling you because I was pissed off about it. I was in New Orleans, and I had an ear to the ground listening to what was going on in Chicago, and every week it seemed like them some bitches had their quarterback they was playing was hurt in 2010. And I was mad. I I'm like, damn, what a boy got lucky again this week. Like I was hot, but it didn't matter because I'm being honest with you.
Chicago, make sure you just listen to this guy. Just
Chicago,
make sure
but
you
I
know,
wasn't in
right?
Chicago. I was in Who That Nation, baby. Because not Chicago. Y'all still love your boy. You know what I mean?
We had to lock the gates.
They were like, hey,
Key
you got to get
fob,
up out of here.
Key fob didn't work anymore.
No, it didn't work.
I know.
But I had some people on the inside that let me in, and then I precisely got escorted out of there. Right. Like I was like, whoa, all right, my bad.
Listen, this is just so you know, this is the same year. This is the same year that Beast Mode went Beast Mode against the Saints. All right, just let you know that following week.
You are on that play.
We played the Saints that following week. Let me tell you that the first time he got the ball, he tried to go Beast Mode. All right, we body surfed him like DJ Khaled. We body surfed him right on back by 5 yards. Not today.
That's hitting below the belt.
That hurt right there.
That's hitting below the belt.
That hurts. I have to see
there were shots fired
every year.
There were shots fired.
But yeah, that's so yeah.
My bros.
Sorry, we're dodging the question here.
No. I thought I answered.
No, I think I don't know that they've turned the corner. Like first of all, I thought it was a very short corner to turn. Right, but the thing about it, you're talking about egos, and sometimes that can be a hard thing to overcome. I thought all they needed to do was to have Coach Waldron, the offensive staff, overcome their egos. And to me, that should be a short corner to turn. Stop throwing the ball 60 times a damn game. The statistics tell you that teams in the NFL lose more than 80% of the time when you throw the ball 50-plus times in the game.
True.
That's the stats, right? There's no way he does not know that. So I know you want to look like a genius and all that stuff, right? LB said it ain't about looking like a genius. Can you lead these men to a dub? And all you have to do is just kind of swallow your pride a little bit. Yesterday threw 23 passes. 24 points.
Yeah.
Do something like that. It's a short corner to turn. If they can keep that up, they'll be fine.
But when you're able to run the football, they were able to run the football yesterday, so they didn't have to throw the ball. They didn't have to use 10 of these pass plays. I get it. You see the pass plays, but if 10 of them are dump passes to the receiver, they're an extension of the run, then that's a little different for me. But I think they're a little bit. I'm with you. They turned a little bit, but I don't think they're around the corner because our left tackle still getting his head beat in. You know what I mean? We got guys still breathing down on the 23 passes. Let's go and look at how many times he was hit. You know what I mean?
20 back of the head.
Come on, right? Like I'm telling you, there are still issues. There are still problems. But if you're able to run the football, it alleviates a lot of that stuff.
This was something I wanted to ask you, and I know you're going to leave soon, so I just want to ask you real quick. Have you ever had a game like that like that Jarrett's Verse had yesterday? That boy had a tough luck game if I ever seen a tough luck game.
Gosh.
He was kicking Braxton ass all day long. The boy should have had like 5 sacks. He had 2 sacks nullified by penalty. He was this close on the screen pass that got out the back door. He was this close to getting a strip sack on that.
I feel like when we played Tampa, when Chris Sims was there. I feel like you guys were this close. Like I'm almost there. Almost there.
This is the pedestal he put us on. Because in that game, if I remember correctly, we still had 7 sacks in that game. And he said we was almost, because I had 5 pass deflections, NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Woo!
Yeah. That big white glove used to go up, boy.
Oh, yeah. Mickey Mouse glove, man. They go up, man. So no, it was like I have had some of those games where you get a big play, you get a sack, and something happens on defense, whether it's somebody outside or holding on the back end or whatever, but you gotta be able to erase that.
He deserves some cheap ones next week. He deserves some cheap ones.
He was tearing him up though, man.
If you look at the grades, Carm, if you look at the grades from the first week till now, it will say yes, I believe that the defense is exactly, as headed in the right direction or headed right where we think they're headed. But it will say, no, the offense isn't there yet. And we might have a glimmer, a B+ this week, but you need to stack some B+, in a row for us to have some sort of be convinced that this is where we're really headed.
Still got a cumulative D for the quarter, right?
Right. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, and I mean, everybody sees that up front it's not perfect, but I also think when you watch it, as far as just turning the corner, getting rid of the ball, Caleb each week I'm not saying he's not getting better. I'm not saying he's not figuring out more. I think he's doing fine. but he's also holding the ball too long still. And it makes you worried that he's going to get himself killed at some point here if he doesn't pick it up quickly. I see a smile on that face coming across. What's going on?
I'm waiting for Alex. I'm waiting for Alex.
Because I gotta go back. I don't know the play. I don't know the
now you
play.
don't know.
But hold on. None of us know the offensive play that's called. So I don't know what they're trying to do. But when a offensive lineman is beat from the jump, Pryor was beat from the jump, and there is a certain amount of time you have to hold the football. And then when he gets stripped, he said that he's holding the ball too long. I don't understand that. I don't get it.
Well, what we're saying is when there's decent blocking, even when there's decent blocking and he's back, he's not throwing it on time. We're saying he needs to throw it faster. All right, now the ball's coming out quick when it's a quick throw called play. So people are saying, "Oh man, he got the ball out in 2.5 seconds." It's a quick called play
on a 3-step drop. He's getting the ball out on a 5-step drop.
On the 5-step drop,
he can't take He can't take. Did you ever play quarterback?
Yes.
No, you didn't. You stopped. No, you did not. Show me some film on where you play quarterback. On a 5-step drop, you cannot take a 4-step drop and throw the ball. You're gonna be all off. You have to take the 5-step drop.
Yeah, but hold on. He's back in the pocket and he's looking around and it's collapsing and you can see it and he's still holding it. All I'm saying is get out of there and throw. I'm not talking about any timing. I'm just talking about.
We can find some of those plays for sure.
What's Mary J's song? What's Mary J's song? Heard it all before.
it ain't the one on the strip sack. That was immediately. But there was a couple times when he's sitting there and he just patting the ball, and you can feel the net just tightening him around. Like, bruh, what are you doing? Either get out of there or let that thing go.
Did you see him? Did you see him on the touchdown for DJ?
Yeah.
Where he looked to the left and then came back to the right and everything started to collapse and he still made a throw. If he don't sit there it was great because it worked. No, that is the timing of it. He still has to sit there in that pocket because DJ doesn't come open if he throws that ball early. Mm-hmm. He's not open. There is timing to this thing. I got you. All state. I got you, man. I'm telling you. I got you, baby.
But they backed up.
I got you.
You in the tight red, they backed up. That can only go for so long anyway. True. Like that thing got to come out at some point.
Yeah, but he held it kind of long.
No, it was the last moment.
Yeah.
How did they, on your way out here, AB, how did they set that up? Or who gets credit for the fact that you had a linebacker, Christian Roseboom, lined up on DJ Moore in the slot? Mm-hmm. That somebody did something right to create that.
Ryan Poles did something right to create that.
How so?
Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. Somebody's going to get a matchup. Somebody is.
But putting the way they had it lined up, I want to say Cole Kmet was lined up number 2. I think he was lined up number 2, and DJ was lined up in the 3. Mm-hmm. And for their defense, how they run their defense, they don't let that linebacker go out to. If Cole Kmet goes out there, they don't allow that linebacker to go out there. They allow him to stay in the 3, stay inside the 3, and DJ just beat him. And it was a perfectly thrown football.
Absolutely.
It was.
I heard DJ.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
We know.
No. This is the part right here.
We know.
I don't need y'all to tell me. This is what I was talking about Waldron. I need y'all to say it. I know it was a perfect throw.
It was a good call.
Thank you.
I heard DJ talking about it on the radio this morning, and DJ said that he was like the third, like you said, him going through his progression. He went left, came back to DJ. Yes. DJ was like, they had 2 winners on the backside. He's like, somebody was going to win. He's like, whatever happened over there happened, and he made his way back to me. He's like, I knew when I lined up. He smoked. Like, this is terrible for dude. He's like, this is a terrible matchup for him. And, you got him on the linebacker. He going to curl around him in the perfect ball. Boom. Easy.
And the reason he looked left
at the point
from when you watch that. So I watched that play like 4 or 5 times today. The reason you got to keep that safety left, right? So you keep that safety to the left, and now when he come back to the right, he can make that throw and don't have to worry about the safety.
Linebacker stay square. Don't open the gate. Don't make it stay square. Mm-hmm. Make him go all the way around. You have a chance.
He did. Back of the end zone. Perfect throw. Yep. Touchdown. There's nothing you can do about a perfect throw, right? You'd agree, right?
A perfect throw?
A perfect throw.
Versus the perfect defense? The perfect throw wins.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
If you're not off, that's true. That's true.
You can mic drop on that one.
Hey, and listen, there will be more argumentative points, and I will refer to AB if he is unable to respond, then he concedes.
No, I will respond. Y'all hit me up on X, hit me up on Twitter, whatever y'all call it.
No.
Hit your boy.
No, he concedes.
Herbie's going to slide over. AB's got a plane to catch. We'll see you next week. Alex Brown always doing the great job. You two are adorable. There's a word. I mean, it's just I like good friendships. All right, so on that note, as Herb slides over, it is time for the Herb Howard top 5 Herb Howard moments of the game that in this week led to a Bears victory. Yeah, so man. Herbie, let's cue you up, baby.
I think every football game comes down to about 5 plays, and that's going to determine who wins or loses. Just never know when those 5 plays are going to come. This game was interesting, man, because the game-changing play, the first one didn't come until 6:51 left in the second quarter, and it was funny because we had our social media specialist from the Bigs in the booth with me yesterday, so she was doing these videos. And the one video she did, I think Steven's got it queued up, was right before the first game-changing play. Right before it was that timeout, that commercial break, right before that.
Lance, you got to see this. This dude was like, I mean, he was on meltdown mode. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
More of the same from this anemic offense.
I can see it all in the
that don't
body.
Make sense, plays that don't make sense, formations, personnel that does not make sense. It's a quarter and a half, middle of second quarter. They have 0 points. Haven't been able to move the ball. Lots of penalties, sacks. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
No, for the record, by the way, that literally was every Bears fan at that moment in the game. I mean, everyone was right there.
That's how it had been, man. Shout out to Nick. He was right there next to me in the video. But at that point, they had 50 yards of total offense, 7 penalties as a team, 0 points. And then the Rams take over the ball. Second quarter, 6 minutes, 51 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the -20. They brought Montez in here to be a game changer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He changed the game on that play. Strip sack comes through. Kyler Gordon gets in there, digs it out for the recovery, give the Bears the ball back at the +16, because clearly there was no other way that they were going to score on that afternoon unless the defense gave them the ball back at the +16. They gave them the ball back. And, leading into my next play, key play number 2 was the bailout. Montez and Kyler get y'all the ball at the 16. They well on their way to going 3 and out. Immediately about to set up a field goal, but ref bails them out. They call pass interference. DB number 27 had himself a rough day too. Against Keenan Allen. I thought it was a little bit of a ticky-tack call. I'm not going to lie. There were some obvious penalties that dude had in that game. That one, you could have let that one go. Ref threw the flag, got the ball on the 1. Took Coach Washington's credit like we talked about earlier. They instantly went jumbo, brought in the extra lineman, pounded it in for the touchdown. But I thought that bailout call was the second key play of the game because that was going to turn merely into a field goal. It wasn't going to be a touchdown. Right. That was going to be a field goal.
Yep.
As far as calls, real quick, Darrell Taylor on the pick by Brisker, he cracked Stafford in the head. That easily could have been a penalty. You had Brisker on the blitz where he got to the QB and sacked him. He cracked him up top too, and they didn't call it. That could be called. That is called most weeks. The Bears got lucky on a couple of those. Anyway, back to you, Herb.
Yeah, I didn't notice the one from Darrell Taylor until I watched the game copy actually this morning. I didn't see that until then, but yeah. And I was surprised at Matt Stafford on the one that Jaquan had because he called for the motion to check and see if they were in zone or man. He got the man look, right? As soon as he sent Rome across and the DB went with him, he knew he was in man. But you still had Jaquan Brisker and Tyreek Stevenson on this front side, on his backside, only against the tight end. You got 2 of them. You know one of them is in play. One of them is about to detonate on you, and he turned his back on him like it didn't matter. I'm surprised that Jaquan didn't get a strip sack on that. He should have went for the ball. Key play number 3 happened. This is a 6-point swing. This is a whole scenario right here. 6-point swing. Rams missed that 43-yard kick. Listen, I know we at Soldier Field. I ain't seen the ball do what that ball did. He kicked that ball, and it just went hard left on that 43-yard kick. Missed the kick right there. Bears go down and get 3 out of that. That's a 6-point swing. The big play in that was at the 2nd and 2, minus 41-yard line, screen pass to DeAndre Swift, 27 yards. I like that a lot. That was also one of them plays where Jerry Verse was this close to getting a strip sack.
Yes.
They dumped it off to him. He made a big run out of that. Huge. Huge.
See how explosive he is.
You can see his explosiveness. Yes. And that's what we saw in training camp. Like, I'm like, this dude didn't lose what I was seeing in the summer. My eyes weren't lying to me about what that dude was doing in the summertime. He gets space. He's a dynamic ball carrier. And you get him out in space, he can do that. He's got to be a little bit more decisive at the point of attack. Yesterday he was.
Even in the split zone run, he was downhill. Yep. The lineman fell in front of him. A D-line fell in front of him. He hopped over him and exploded out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That takes us right into key play number 4. Ball game. That was perfect. Fourth quarter, 12 minutes, 34 seconds left. The Bears got the ball 1st and 10 at the plus 36-yard line. This is DeAndre Swift's touchdown run. Shout out to Cole Kmet, man. He made a good block on that. He came down, crashed on the end. The end kind of fell over into the gap anyway. And DeAndre jumped over him, came back down in stride, just like he did when he jumped over that DB a couple weeks ago. Came back down in stride, and then you saw his burst. But shout out to Cole Kmet because he showed his whole package. Pause. Like he showed his whole game right in those 2 plays. Yeah, I'm sorry. On the play before that, he made a really nice catch. He laid out, made a real nice catch. Then he comes back on the next play, crashes down that den, showed his versatility.
Yes, he did.
Showed his versatility. Showed his versatility on those 2 plays. Shout out to Cole for that. And then also huge shout out to Rome Odunze on that touchdown run. Blocking downfield makes big runs. Rome Odunze was handling business down the field on that 36-yard touchdown.
That offensive line, they had blocked well on that. You know, without that lineman falling in or slipping in that Cole Kmet had hit, the lane was open. Like it was a wide open lane, and you don't do that without having blocking. Not from the top to the bottom. So it was great downfield, but it was also great up front.
Got to give them credit. We talk about them when they get it when they mess it up. So we got to give them credit right there. But that was the ball game. That made the score 24-15. This defense has not allowed more than 21 points for 10 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the National Football League dating back to last year. So once they got to 24, that was pretty much going to close the door.
Yep.
One final play for the key play of the game, the 5th and final one. Combination here. Taylor, Brisker. I don't know if that's a law firm or not, but you go Torrey Taylor on the punt that he had, backs him up deep. That ball, they did it at the 7-8 yard line.
Yes.
Then Darrell Taylor comes through with the pass rush. Whether or not he got away with the penalty or not,
he did.
He gets the pressure on Matt Stafford. Ball comes out too early. Easiest pick Jaquan Brisker will ever have.
Should have had 2.
He should have had 2. Now I want to ask you this though, because I like that he was being physical with the tight end, right? He gets his hands on him, he's physical, and he's trying to ride him to the sideline. He just didn't notice that he rolled his own self out of bounds too.
Yeah, but you still have to be aware. There's an awareness of understanding where that soon as that ball's in the air, or as soon as you have a glimpse of the ball, you have to have an idea of awareness. Why? Okay, shoot. Okay, where am I at? Okay, then you jump up and say, what I mean? If I'm going to fall, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that 2 feet touch before I fall.
Yeah, nah, for real. So that was the last key play. I thought they combined well. Taylor, Brisker close out the game. Bears win it 24-18.
Well done. The Brisker part, I'm curious, Lance, if you were on the field with him and he's doing the no-fly zone, you think you join him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a vibe. That's, that you thrive on emotion defensively, and you're always looking for a spark plug. I know for a long time, Akeem Hicks was the spark plug. He was a guy on that opening drive that was going to, not only was he going to make a play, but his energy is infectious, and you want that. So if our DBs are doing, our DBs always had something that they were working on. They're stepping through the door together, whatever it was. So the more he's doing that, the more success that we're having on the field.
Okay, I see, and I think it feels like they need it. There's you got a lot of quiet dudes around there. TJ's a quiet guy. Tremaine's a quiet guy. Jalen even is kind of
quiet.
Yeah. So like, who's going to bring it out? So not only, and I'm not saying he had a perfect game yesterday, but Brisker's just his whole demeanor to that defense.
Woo! It matters, man. He brings that energy day in, day out. He's the same way on the practice field. He's the same way in the locker room. Like, he's just that kind of dude. He brings that energy. Him and DeMarcus Walker.
He's got it, and you've got youth kids High school kids
Doing
across
that?
the country doing it now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A reminder as we get towards the end of the show here on Roku, become yourself a diehard. It's a great way to support the show. It's also a great way to get yourself a free T-shirt. It's also a great way to get discounts on all our merchandise and our events. We're going to have next week's tailgate, of course, with the Panthers coming in town. Come on out to 22nd and Wabash, Cermak and Wabash. Is going to be an awesome time. But diehards, if you're looking at ways to, A, make yourself look cool, B, give back to the show, C, some cool events, takeovers. I mean, we're going to be at Bulls games and Blackhawks games, and of course, when the Cubs and White Sox come spinning back around, which is soon, that'll happen faster than you think. All those things going on. We appreciate you. AllCHGO.com.
Hey, Carman, where did you say those tailgates are at, man? Because I can't seem to find where it's at, man.
So, Lance.
Oh, you're in trouble, man. I wouldn't do that.
This guy just brought this up on his own. We got and our super chat.
I see the super chat, so I mean.
And our super chat from Crystal, who's wearing her Hester jersey. And her whole vibe right there. It's just strong.
Someone didn't show up?
Happy Victory Monday, guys. Sending some love. We have another tailgate this weekend, right? Let's see if someone shows up. Love you guys. So word on the street, Herb, is that, well, we know you weren't there because we were all there having a great time. You weren't there. Crystal was there. And then, I heard that you were like, hey, I'm at the Waldron deck. Come meet me. So the party was over here, but your party was over there, and you just try to get her to move. You wanted her to leave the CHGO party for you.
I know exactly where the Waldron deck is.
See, what had happened was.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. What did have happened?
I set my alarm wrong.
There you go.
Right? I set it for the right time, but I set it for PM. And so by the time I actually woke up,
so that's not the right time.
Yeah, that's not the right time. I said the right numbers, but not the right time. So by the time I woke up, I merely had time to shower, dress, and go. I came to the game in a hoodie yesterday. I didn't even have time to put on no real clothes. I was like, I got to get out of there.
We literally saw each other. I'm coming out. He's coming in. Yeah. And I'm trying to hustle to get out because the first kickoff's about to happen.
It's like 11:45 when I saw it.
Yeah, it's about to happen.
So I do my pregame work over at the Waldron deck with my deck check. So I got over there just enough time to do that and shoot into the stadium. So I was like, so Chris was like, yo, just come over there. Didn't work out, man. I seen people killing me in the comments already. I think Gary Ross already cost me some money. Proposed that I bought back Crystal tickets to the next game because I didn't show up.
Your time with her.
Like, man, it's turned into a whole thing, man. I kind of like it, but Crystal, I did get you to the right tailgate people after the game, and from what I hear, she had a good time.
Okay.
Listen. So I like this whole thing, so I'm not gonna blow up the spot, but you know what I mean. It's cool.
So you had a post game scene.
No, I was able to navigate a couple things.
Yep. Okay. I don't know what that means, but that sounds like.
There's always next home game. There's always home game.
Next week. Next Sunday. 22nd. What street is it again? Where is it?
That'd be 22nd and Wabash, Cermak and Wabash. It's a great lot, man. For real, people should come out, and people have been coming out, so it's been a ton of fun.
Y'all petty too. I saw that video. I just want you to know. I saw you and Braggs make a video with Crystal about me not showing up. I saw that. Y'all petty for that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I will try to dodge this one. I didn't start that video. I just contributed to that video. So
you came popped in and made a nice cameo.
Well, I didn't know what that video was about when I popped in, but then I did pile on because it was only natural. All right, listen, as we're gonna do a ton on Carolina coming up here, and a ton, eventually on the Jaguars and going to London, but. You're talking about a 1-3 Panthers team. You're talking about an 0-4 Jaguars team. You're talking about a 2-2 Bears team that realistically going into the bye should be 4-2. I mean, that's true. Bears aren't dominating anyone. I get it. They can lose to anyone. They can beat anyone. Yesterday's game was looking hairy for a little bit there, and even late, it was still obviously a one-possession game.
But if they are who they hope to be, they got to get these.
But they got to get these. Correct. They should get these.
Panthers just lost their top defender in Shaq Thompson.
Yep.
Achilles, which sucks. You know what I mean?
Daniels did that too. Old guard.
Yep.
James Daniels. Yep.
Yeah, James Daniels did that too, man. I got a place in my heart for anybody who rushes their Achilles. I snapped mine in half, and so
Ooh, yes,
that's a long road back. I don't like that for nobody.
Is.
All right. Well, this is how it. When you looked at the schedule early, you kind of envision it to go exactly this way. The Bears were not going to be hitting on all cylinders.
Nah.
Rookie quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new center, but yet the schedule was a little light. So hopefully you would get some wins and not, and maybe get in front of it. So you're back to 2-2 now. You have a chance to get in front of it and get better. And then once that schedule thickens, you're hopefully a little more battle tested, a little bit more comfortable with what you're doing, and you can win some games.
Got to take advantage of the games, especially the winnable games. You're going to get to that stretch, especially when you talk about teams in the NFC North that are going to be, you're going to face against a Vikings defense where you're not going to know who's blitzing, who's coming or going. So the more you're able to chip away at creating the identity of who this offense is, while you playing these winnable games, the better we'll be off. The better chances we'll have once we get to that tougher stretch. So we have to learn, but I'd like us to learn by winning. Yeah. Through winning rather than learning through losing.
Yeah. I don't think I'll say for me, I didn't expect them to go to Houston and win, right? Mm-hmm. The one last week was tough. You want to pull that one out in Indy. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
You snuck out week one with one. That's cool. You ain't going to apologize for no wins. But other than that Indy game, they're about where I think they should be right now. And now you got a couple of teams that's, beatable. Right?
Yeah.
One coming into your crib and then one across the pond. You got to take care of business if you are who you think you are.
Correct.
Shout out to Denny Green.
Kurt Gullidge in the
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I love
R.I.P. to Mutombo. Died today.
Did he?
Yeah, man.
It's a terrible.
58 years old, brain cancer.
Dikembe was, since you brought it up, Dikembe was one of the most unique dudes of all time. The dude spoke 9 languages. He put
not English though.
Come on now.
Not in my house.
Too soon?
Not
too
in
soon?
my. Yeah,
Sorry.
Definitely too soon.
He built hospitals in Africa for people who could not afford health care. He was as good of an ambassador for the league that the NBA's awesome. Really ever had, and he was funny too. I mean, I see Matt Nagy with the Cookie Monster voice. Dikembe had a great sense of humor. He was. For me, hoops-wise, if we're just talking basketball, that's the type of center I want. You don't need the ball. You rebound, you block shots, you protect the rim.
He did that.
And give Mike the ball.
Mike finally caught him. That's one of my favorite NBA clips ever when they had the All-Star game. And Mike, you never dunked on me. And even Patrick Ewing was like, Mike ain't never dunked on you? Like, never. Mike was like, you lying. And then second half of the season, Mike go baseline. Bang on him, wag his finger in the face. Ref gave Mike a tech for that too. Ref was petty for that, but
yeah, I don't want to go hard on MJ here ever, but that was a sweet pass on a backdoor cut.
Yeah,
so he had all the best of it together.
It was perfect. It was the perfect time to line them up.
Yep,
line them up, boom, and
the stars were aligned.
Yeah, that was old Mike too. Young Mike,
young Mike would have went on top of his head.
Yes,
that was. Let me just get it over the rim a little bit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Young Mike would have sat on Mutombo's neck.
Right. But he still got him in his old age. All right. Let's hit up the Super Chats. R.I.P. Dikembe, one of the all-time greats in any sport for that matter.
No doubt.
All right. Who we got here, my friend Steven? Line them up, my friend. Bear down Omaha, $2. 55 greater than 54. Always was and always will be. Bear down.
Oh, thank you.
Putting that right on her. Like,
appreciate you.
I'm not going to fight you on that. We have Brian on the show, but hey, live in the moment. Ghost Moser kicking in here, $20. Lance Briggs and Alex Brown. Thanks for the good memories when I was young. Still love Rex Grossman as well. Forget all the haters. Number 8 forever. I don't know about forever, but
He did help lead us to the Super Bowl.
Did he?
I mean,
Rex Grossman's our quarterback.
We're all part of it.
Okay,
that's Rex Grossman
is our quarterback. Man.
That's good teammate. That's a good teammate. Y'all should have stuck with 13. All right.
Was Michael Haynes as terrible as I thought he was?
It just he had one crazy year at Penn State. That whole defensive line was loaded. Courtney Brown, Anthony Adams, and all them. But he had that 1 year where he had 14 sacks.
Yeah, he did.
And
they drafted him number 14.
Drafted him 14.
Same year as Rex. That's why I brought it up, because it was the same year as Rex.
And just like Alice said, he was more of a system guy for Greg for Greg Bloch's system.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a good fit for Lovey's system. So it's
you're a great dude, Lance. You are a great dude.
And and listen, I've always had I had a chip on my shoulder because I looked over at Mike and I'm like, man, he's first round, huh? And I'm a third rounder, and it was one of those deals like every day at practice, well, guess I'm gonna have to take it out on somebody, because he's a first rounder and I'm a third rounder.
So you all think about these things.
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the 12 linebackers that were drafted before me.
Wow.
And so it's, I'm over it now. I mean,
Clearly.
But you have
man on his way to a gold jacket, he's still pissed.
Well, that's MJ level.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on that nomination.
Appreciate you.
It's dope, man. Well deserved and a little late, but
thank you.
Dope, man.
Well, sometimes it takes time for people to realize what's up. Okay, Joshua Craig, $10. Seemed like the O-line operated a little better after Tevin went down. Do you think it helped having an established veteran on both sides of the line? Well, hold on. Matt Pryor's, he's played longer as far as years, but he hasn't played. Many games. So I don't know about that angle. But it is, Joshua, it's a good super chat because I think they're a healthy Pryor versus a kind of, I think, fighting himself a little bit. Tevin, maybe the Bears are better off right now with Pryor out there, which I hate to say because I love Tevin, but it seems like he's fighting some body stuff right now.
Yeah, if Tevin's healthy, I would argue he's their best lineman.
Yes.
I don't think they get better without having Tevin in the lineup. I just don't believe that. I know he's pushing through some things. I asked him point blank at the beginning of the season, like, are you going to try to push through more injuries than you have in the past because it's a contract year? He's like, hell yeah. And so, I'm sure he's trying to push through some stuff, and I don't know what happened to his ribs, but if you got them things cracked or something, you ain't pushing through too much of that.
They just called it bruised ribs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I heard Flus call it bruised ribs, and they'll give it a greater designation later. I'm sure they want the Panthers to have to worry about him a little bit, but I have cracked ribs before, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. It has to heal itself.
Somebody came through, put their helmet right on it's nothing you can do. You soaking Epsom salt every night. And every time you laugh, sneezing was the worst. Like all that, like this.
And that sneeze is real.
Yeah, no, the sneeze was crazy. You try to do anything to avoid the sneeze, and the more you do it, the tighter it gets, and then just like boom, it's like, oh my, now I hurt my head and my ribs.
I saw Peanut go down. I think we were in Atlanta, and he was just he was curled over, and it was I could see he was visibly in pain, and we're trying to figure out what's the problem. He couldn't talk.
No,
he couldn't talk, and we couldn't figure it out, and so we didn't know until after the game that it was his ribs, and he couldn't breathe because of it.
Wow,
not fun at all. What happened to me? Somebody just put their helmet on my ribs, and I go back to the huddle. And I go to call the next play, and then just blood just runs out of my nose and mouth. And I was like, "What? Time out, man!" Like my coach going on, "What you call time out for?" I'm like, "Look, like what do you talk? Like look at me."
That's a real injury right there.
No, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun, man. But football is fun, so you just keep playing. You get you one of the flapjacks jackets, and you be cool.
People of my ilk try to stay on the hoop court, and nowadays the tennis court. 170 pounds. $4.99 from Crystal Briggs. Do not help him.
I did see that it said 2200 South Cermak.
That's what
2200
I
South
thought it was
Cermak.
2200 North.
Oh,
that's
off
what it was.
by White Castle.
That's right.
See?
Or Wabash. There you go. Wabash Avenue off Cermak.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Next week.
Gritty, $2. Come on, Herb. That's a good use of your two, Gritty. I appreciate you, Gritty. See you all day today.
I know I messed up when Gritty do that. Gritty be having my back everywhere, but he couldn't even roll with me on this.
No, that was unacceptable. And then $9.99, one more from Crystal. So Herb, you will be at the CHGO tailgate, right? If you don't show, what do I get? Say it on the pod. I need proof.
I'll be there Sunday, bright and early, ready for the Bears to beat the Panthers. We at the CHGO tailgate, 2200 North.
How early?
Wabash. 7:30. 7:30. I'll be out there at 7:30.
0% chance you're going to be there at 7:30.
7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest. I will be there looking for Crystal.
Okay. She doesn't show up till like 9:15.
Oh, well, then I guess I got my own excuse.
I don't think that's how that works. All right, Lance.
Absolutely. Fellas.
AB out there on the road. I know you're listening. Safe travels. Get back safe. These guys, Briggs and Brown, are coming up on Thursday. Braggs is producing that show. Herbie will be here next Monday. We're off to, we got a huge week for you. Hoag's back in tomorrow, and we'll get you ready for the Panthers all week long. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then back out with the practice at on Wednesday. We'll see what everybody has got to say for themselves, Caleb included. Thanks for watching.
I see you on the kicks. I see you on the kicks today too, Carl.
I had to bust them out. I was feeling it's a victory Monday. We got to get the purple going here. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow at 1. CHGO Bears.
We all silly like the mayor.